Good afternoon and peace and light, everyone. Welcome to the Midweek Boost by Pim's Balances channel. The title of today's show is The Joy of Connection, Building Meaningful Relationships. This is episode 5, January 29, the last episode of the month of January 2025. And so I want to welcome you to this week's episode of the Midweek Boost. Today, we're exploring a theme that lies at the heart of our well being and joy: building meaningful relationships. In our fast paced world, it's easy to lose sight of the deep connections that truly sustain us. This episode is all about rekindling that joy and understanding the power of human connection. Pray with me now. Heavenly Father, as we come to you today, we want to begin with a prayer of gratitude for the relationships in our lives, and we ask for guidance to nurture them with love, understanding, and authenticity as you do with us. Thank you, Ashe and Amen. This episode is for educational and inspirational purposes only. Adapt what resonates with you to your unique relationships. Pim's Balance, nor the host, Dr. Jackie, will be responsible for anyone who takes on any of the tips or suggestions without running it past your healthcare provider. And so, if there's anything that I say during the show and you think that it resonates with you, run it across your mental health care provider or your medical provider or professional to get their input on your decision. I'd like to give a music attribution shout out. Thank you to the talented artists who set the tone for this episode. Breaking copyright, non copyrighted music, Safario's Embrace, and we'll also hear a track by Peace, deep instrumental music. Listener shout outs. I want to give a big thank you to our listeners. Jerome from Chicago, who shared how reconnecting with old friends brought him unexpected joy. And then there's Lydia from New York. Lydia said that she started to begin to check in with her family from some of the shows that she have heard in the past that I did on connections and relationships. Thank you both for sending in your heartfelt testimonies. A reminder of those facing challenges. Let's send love and light to those feeling isolated or disconnected, whether it's loneliness, conflict, or fear holding them back. May they find the courage and support to reach out and connect. Today's moral story: the spider's web. This week's story is about a spider who diligently weaves her web. Each strand she spins is connected to another, creating a strong and beautiful network. When a single thread is broken, the spider patiently repairs it. Knowing the strength of her web depends on every connection being intact. The spider's web symbolizes the relationships in our lives. Each connection, whether with family, friends, or community, is like a thread that adds to the strength and beauty of our personal network. Just like the spider, we must be intentional about weaving and maintaining our connections, even when challenges arise. The power of connection. As human beings, we are tasked with the responsibility of making connections. We're wired for connections. Meaningful relationships are not just a source of joy, they're essential for our mental, emotional, and even physical well being. Studies show that strong social ties can reduce stress, improve health, and even increase life expectancy. But meaningful relationships don't just happen, They require effort, vulnerability, and presence. They flourish when we take the time to listen, to share, and to show up authentically for one another. Here are some practical ways to build meaningful connections. Listen actively. Give your full attention during conversations. This simple act of presence makes others feel valued. Express gratitude. Let people know you appreciate them. A heartfelt thank you can deepen any relationship. Be vulnerable. Sharing your true thoughts and feelings fosters trust and intimacy. And prioritize quality time. Whether it's a phone call, a coffee date, or simply being present at home. Time spent together strengthens bonds. Setting boundaries. Healthy relationships also depend on boundaries. They ensure that connections remain respectful and supportive, allowing everyone to feel safe and valued. Finding joy in community. Beyond personal relationships, community connections can bring profound joy. Volunteering, joining groups with shared interests, or simply getting to know your neighbors can create a sense of belonging that uplifts your spirits. Here are some key takeaways. Building meaningful relationships is an ongoing process that requires effort, patience, and love. Connection strengthens our resilience and also brings joy to our lives and those around us. And the joy of connection lies in authenticity, vulnerability, and mutual respect. By the end of this episode, you'll feel inspired to nurture your existing relationships and build new ones with intention and with care. Stay tuned, you guys, for the upcoming segment, The Now Factor. In today's episode, we'll be diving into some of the most significant headlines shaping the present and future of our global landscape. From the rise of artificial intelligence to the political shifts, environmental challenges, and cultural milestones, there's no shortage of stories making waves this week. Again, you guys, I welcome you to the Midweek Boost. We're focusing on finishing the month of January and finishing this week strong and starting fresh by being mindful of relationships and of our connections. As we approach the end of this week, we also have to think about the energy levels that we have. And so we begin to feel worn out or distracted. But now is the perfect time to build momentum and prepare for the days ahead. Many of us often refer to Wednesday as hump day or slump day. So, in this episode, we're also discussing how to harness your energy, stay focused, and set yourself up for a powerful start to the new week. So, you guys, you know it wouldn't be right if I did not give a delicious energy boosting recipe during today's show. And today's recipe is going to be a green smoothie with spinach and banana. So stay tuned for that. Finishing strong and starting fresh. Do you all remember the story of the tortoise and the hare? And remember how the tortoise, although the tortoise moved real slow and the hare was all hopping all over the place, the tortoise, just like the tortoise, we have to finish the week strong, which means that we have to maintain a steady focus and consistent effort. As we get closer to the end of the week, it's important to prioritize those things that really matters most to us, reflect on what we've achieved, and set clear intentions for the final days of the week. Give yourself credit for how far you have come. Even though it's midweek, you still deserve to give yourself a tap on the shoulder. And then once we give ourselves the credit and prioritize and reflect on what we've achieved, we can begin to embrace a fresh start, and we can leave behind any stress or distractions that enter the new week so that we can enter the new week with renewed focus. Now I'm going to dive into our energy boosting recipe, you guys, the green smoothie with spinach and banana. For today's energy boosting recipe, we're making this delicious green smoothie with spinach and banana, and it's perfect for finishing the week strong. It's packed with nutrients that give you lasting energy and clear focus. So the ingredients are one banana, 1 cup of fresh spinach, 1/2 cup almond milk, or whatever your preferred milk is, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, and 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. And you blend all the ingredients together until smooth. You pour it in a glass, and it is delicious, guys. You will enjoy it. The benefits of this delicious smoothie is that the spinach is packed with iron and magnesium to support energy levels. Bananas provide a quick energy boost with natural sugars and potassium. The chia seeds add fiber and help us feel full longer. Remember to fuel your body with refreshing foods and smoothies that are going to help you finish the week strong. Let's talk about some productivity hacks for the end of the week. As the week winds down, our productivity can start to slip, and to finish strong, we got to have some tools and strategies in place. Try prioritizing your top 3 tasks. Identify the most important items on your to do list and focus on completing them before the week ends. Then try taking short, intentional breaks. A quick walk, stretch, or breathing exercise can refresh your mind and help you stay productive. I know with me, I have to incorporate intentional breaks and stretches and quick walks because I work from home all day, and most of the time it gets to be kind it's boring, really. And so I have to do things that will give me that boost so that I can keep my momentum up. And I find that walking around my house or walking around my yard or around the basement, it just gives me that energy. Even stretching and breathing exercises help to refresh not only my body but my mind and help me to stay productive. So try these intentional breaks, you guys, and I'm pretty sure that you're not going to regret it. And clean your workspace. Many of us who work from home have untidy environments. And so, one of the things that I've noticed is that a tidy environment can boost our focus and help us finish our week with clarity. Mindful reflection. Here are some words of wisdom. An African proverb reads, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." This proverb highlights the importance of maintaining balance in our mind, our body, and our spirit. As we approach the weekend, let's reflect on how we can nurture our health physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to ensure that we have the strength to continue moving forward. Today's affirmation: I am grateful for what I've accomplished, and I am excited for the fresh start ahead. Repeat this affirmation to remind yourself of the progress that you've made and the possibilities of a new beginning. Today's journal prompt: reflect on the following prompt. What are the top 3 things I've accomplished this week? And how can I celebrate them? And journal prompt number 2, how can I reset and prepare for a fresh start next week? Take time to appreciate your journey so far and plan for the future. Here are some stress relievers and setting boundaries tips. End your workday with a calming ritual such as stretching or listening to soothing music. Set boundaries around your weekend. Give yourself permission to rest and recharge. And limit distractions by turning off notifications for the final hours of your work week. Setting boundaries is key to sustaining energy for the future. Energy boosting tips for a fresh start. Get outside for a breath of fresh air. A few minutes in nature can reset your mind. Practice gratitude. Reflect on one thing you're grateful for today. Unplug for an hour, give yourself permission to rest and disconnect from technology. These small actions will help you recharge and prepare for a fresh start of the week. Today's call to action: as you finish this week strong, take a moment to reflect on your progress and set intentions for next week. Share your victories with using hashtag Midweek Boost on social media and inspire others to finish strong too. In today's episode, we learn from the tortoise and the hare about the power of steady, focused effort. We enjoyed a nourishing green smoothie with spinach and banana, discussed productivity tips at the end of the week, and we also reflected on the African proverb that reminds us of the importance of health and hope. And remember, finishing strong today sets you up for a fresh, energized start tomorrow. Join us next week for the month of February's the first episode of the Midweek Boost. Here's a quote by Dr. Jackie: small steps every day lead to big changes. Take one step at a time and celebrate every victory, every achievement, no matter how small. Pray with me now. Divine Source, thank you for the strength to finish strong. May we enter the weekend with clarity, peace, and the excitement of a fresh start. Help us to honor your accomplishment, our accomplishments, and embrace new beginnings with hope and gratitude. Ashe and Amen. I want to thank you for joining us today on this segment of the Midweek Boost. Finish strong and step into your fresh start with confidence. See you next week for more of the Midweek Boost. But hang tight, you guys, because we are going to segue into the now factor. Welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed episode 5 of Midweek Boost, first segment, where we explored the joy of connection, building meaningful relationships, and we also discussed the importance of boosting our energy and doing things that's going to help us relieve stress. We also delved into some tips in regards to us being able to be more productive and preparing ourselves for the end of the week. And that delicious green smoothie, spinach and banana recipe that has wonderful benefits. Like I said, spinach packed with iron and magnesium to support our energy levels, bananas that provide a quick energy boost with natural sugars and potassium, and chia seeds that add fiber to help us feel full longer. And now we're going to shift gears and dive into today's episode of the Now Factor, where we'll be exploring some of the most significant headlines that are shaping the present and future of our global landscape. From the rise of artificial intelligence to political shifts, environmental challenges, and cultural milestones. There's no shortage of stories making waves this week, you guys. So stay tuned as I bring you the latest insights and analysis on these critical issues. So let's take a moment to zoom out and explore the pulse of the world with the Now Factor. Stay tuned as we break down the top stories you need to know. First up is artificial intelligence, the shakeup. The rise of Deep Seek, a Chinese AI chatbot, has caused a significant sell off in global tech markets. NVIDIA's shares plummeted by 13%, resulting in a $465 billion loss. This is the largest single day drop in U.S. stock market history. And you can get more information on that from theguardian.com. I'll post the link to that article in today's completed video. And number two, political shifts in the United States. President Donald Trump has signed executive orders aiming to reshape the military, including a ban on transgender service members. Additionally, he has mandated the development of an American Iron Dome defense system. You can get more about this story on CNN.com, and the link to this article will be posted in the completed video. And number three, environmental challenges in Australia. Victoria is facing severe bushfires with authorities preparing for potential property losses. Meanwhile, Sydney is experiencing extreme heat with temperatures reaching 42 degrees Celsius. That article can also be found on theguardian.com's website. And number four, entertainment milestones. The Australian children's series Bluey has become the most watched show on US streaming platforms. It highlights its growing international popularity. That's also on theguardian.com. And these stories reflect the dynamic nature of our world, impacting technology, politics, the environment, and our cultures around the world. Stay tuned as we delve deeper to these topics in today's midweek boost. And so, NVIDIA's 465 billion dollar route. This is the biggest stock market in history. And Deep Seek, that's DEEPSEEK, sparks United States tech sell-off. It has happened, and this is just yesterday, you guys. And that those bushfires are just burning out of control over in Victoria. Sydney swelters in heat. And so not only are we dealing with wildfires here in California, this is happening around the globe, you guys. Just our neighboring country, Australia is also dealing with wildfires that are burning out of control. Isn't that something else? I'm thinking, wow, what's going on? Our world is actually beginning to burn. The world is on fire. So we definitely send out prayers to all of those families, the people that are affected, the first responders, and just everybody all around the globe. Let's just send prayers to people who are going through facing challenges and facing environmental changes and challenges. And so, you guys, that's it. That's the top stories that I'm covering today on the Now Factor. Stay tuned with us for next week episode. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Now Factor. We've covered some of the most significant headlines shaping our global landscape, from the rise of artificial intelligence to political shifts, economic challenges, environmental crises, and technological advancements. It's clear that these issues have far reaching impacts on our lives and mental well being, and staying informed is crucial to navigating these challenges, because in the final analysis, everything that affects us affects our mental well-being. And so we need to know how to successfully navigate these challenges. And remember, by staying engaged and participating in constructive dialogue, we can better understand and address these global issues, whether it's taking small steps to reduce our carbon footprint, seeking support during financial hardships, or finding a balance with technology use. Every action counts. I want to thank you guys for joining us today and for being a part of this important conversation. Stay informed, stay resilient, and let's continue to work together towards a better future. We hope that you found today's discussion insightful and empowering. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to share them with us on our social media channels as YouTube, Rumble, Clubhouse, or just use the hashtag Midweek Boost, hashtag the Now Factor, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Stay tuned for next week's episode for more in depth analysis and discussion on the issues that matter most. Until next time, take care and stay informed. Pray with me now. Dear God, as we close this time together, we thank you for the wisdom, strength, and encouragement you have poured into us today. Guide us through the rest of the week with the clarity and purpose that we need. Help us to embrace resilience, set healthy boundaries, and walk with gratitude for the blessings that you have given us. And may your light shine through us, bringing hope and love to those that we encounter. Keep us grounded in peace, uplifted by faith, and energized to fulfill the tasks ahead. We trust in your grace to carry us forward. Divine Creator, thank you for the gift of perspective. Help us to see the silver linings in our lives and in the challenges that we face, and help us to focus on what is good, true, and uplifting. Guide us to be a source of light and positivity for ourselves and those around us. Thank you guys for tuning in today. This is Dr. Jackie signing off. Peace and light.